Oh Lord. Tide ho. Oh Lord. Ho tide. Lord. Oh
Tide
my.
hole.
Wait a minute. Oh Lord. Hey guys.
Hey,
Hello. How's it going?
it's going fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's been a minute, you guys. We had a lot going on today, so do not mind us.
Oh, don't. Yeah. We were talking earlier about how we used to do this drunk.
Hmm.
And
Like
it was, listen,
completely drunk.
oh yeah, out of our mind. Especially we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna watch shows, we're gonna watch this and talk about it. Girl.
Hmm. And then I'll pull that number where I'll just lay down. I'm like, girl, I ain't going to bed. I'm up. I'm
I'm
up.
gonna just sit, I'm gonna get comfortable. That's what it was. He was like, let me get comfortable.
And that was the end of it. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Here we go. So
And
yeah.
me, girl, get
Oh, that was
up.
some good times. That was some
You
good times.
I'd be like, girl, get up. And you'd be like, I'm up. I'm up.
You're like, girl, we gotta, because I think we'll film. Well, sorry, film. We will record at least about like two, hopefully two, but mostly
Hmm.
we'll definitely get one out. But it'll be like two. But usually we like to usually do three or so, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
but we would never get that far. We would
Yeah,
never
we get
get to the
to.
point where we said we was gonna do.
We get two out and that was it.
Yeah, literally.
Literally. And then we'd be like,
But
oh yeah, we're caught up for the week.
this is Todd Ho here.
And this is, oh Lord,
And this is the Tam Show.
again,
Yes.
we're back.
And we're really excited for today.
Oh, tell them why.
We're we're excited because we're getting ready to, we're gonna get into, a little something deeper because we've been playing it light with with gaming and other things like that. And we really wanted to, come back and, give you guys something, a little deeper, something that's personal. Basically, we had the conversation actually yesterday,
Hmm.
and was saying, what we need to get back into doing that. So we got into like a little deep discussion, and we really want to, share it. So
Yeah. Now, the discussion was inspired by, what was it inspired by? Was it something personal? Something you were
yeah, no,
going through or
it
something?
was inspired by a TikTok video I saw,
Okay, gotcha.
and it was basically saying that the it was family basically,
Hmm.
and this guy, he was basically saying like, why do when you come out to your family or whatever case may be, when after you came out to them, you accepted of who you are, you start to get into, gay culture. And, you start, doing, what you want to
Dipping and
do,
dabbling. Dipping and dabbling, basically, in the
Yeah.
culture.
Basically trying to find your way into the gay community of where you
Hmm.
fit in, for yourself personally, how you identify yourself. And your family will look at that being, or you being more gayer, why can't you be like you were, you used to do this, you used to do that. It's like, girl, look, girl, I'm out and free. I'm going to experience what I need to experience at the end of the day to find my footing where I want to, be at, or whatever case may be. So it's
Right.
kind of like on that. So I think we all went through that phase. I know, Lauren has, and I have. So so
We
we're gonna
weren't
talk about it
always
today.
we weren't always the fabulous girls you see before you. You know.
Hmm.
Ooh, excuse me. Sorry. But yeah, yeah, that was what was inspiring this whole conversation, and we was like, you know what? Let's discuss this on the podcast. Let's kind of get into delve deep into our personal experiences, but also we want to delve into the culture and the finding your identity, the growing into this, the really discovering yourself, basically.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to talk about today. This is gay culture 2.0, essentially. Let's just be honest. This is kind of something we've already talked about on the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a more updated version, a post COVID. Well, not post COVID, because COVID's still happening, but,
It still is.
a pandemic inspired setup. There you go. I like that.
Weird.
So, you ready to start it?
Yeah. Well, how about you just start it off?
Okay. Um, well, one of the things that we mentioned in the thing was how growing up you had to hide yourself a lot. And you had to figure out who you were and how to navigate your existence within society, within the norms, within what is acceptable and what is okay. So I was mentioning how for me, I think I mentioned this on the podcast before. I, a lot of what I did was like I have to fit in. What is what is acceptable, what is accepting. And I think one of the things that I really got into because I was trying to fit in was actually, I don't know if you know this, but gaming was one of the things that I got into because I wanted to fit in. So
Okay.
yeah, like my cousin got me into it, but I saw that that was something that was popular, so I would do that to fit in. And it's a good thing that I was doing it because I got into something that I actually genuinely love, but it's a bad thing because of why I did it.
Mm-hmm.
But once I started growing into myself, I started realizing that even with trying to fit in, I still was being bullied.
Yes.
So it was like I'd rather be bullied for being myself than be bullied for fitting into a standard or a norm that is acceptable, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So it was a lot of trying to fit in, not fitting in at all, and realizing like you have to grow into who you are. I have to be who I am. My walk has to be my walk, my talk has to be my talk, my style has to be my style, my personality has to be my personality. All these things have to be me. And that's all that matters. So yeah, it was a thing. Like we were talking about, for example, with the whole situation of Lil Nas X, where it's like since he came out, a lot of people feel like he's presenting himself gayer. And it's like, well, he's in a space where he can be comfortable in himself.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of where he is now is that he's himself. He's comfortable and he's happy as who he is. And that's beautiful, you know?
Oh, he is. He is.
Yeah.
Because he's like he's what 19? He's 19 years old. Like
20, I
he's at
want to
that
say.
phase.
I think 20.
Oh, he turned 20. So he's in that phase of because when I was in my early 20s, honey, I was so many colors in my hair. I
Mm-hmm.
was trying to find a look, honey, and I was having fun, and I feel like that's what he's doing, and he's allowed to have that point. And I think the point is the person that really have the most comments about this is basically the heterosexual men
Mm-hmm. They do.
and the thirst girls that the thirst girls, the ones that be wanting the gay people, the gay guys, and like, oh,
Oh,
you're too
yeah.
cute to be gay and stuff like that. Those two.
Mm. And it's like, girl, I'm not going to stop being who I am. So, I mean, there's somebody for you, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what about your experience? What was yours like growing up in this navigation?
Um, I think for me, when I was in school and stuff like that, especially where I'm from,
Mm-hmm. Oh, New Orleans, yes.
New Orleans, born and raised.
Okay, girl.
Um, yeah, being from there, you know, it's definitely not, it was definitely not accepted, down there, or whatever case
Yeah.
may be. But for some reason, I really didn't have that much issues. I mean, I know it been brought up, and people tried to bully. I remember when I think it was my third grade year, and let's just say that year was very interesting. Because everyone knows third grade is the year that's the grade that it gets proactive with the learning.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I had got to this new school, I had transferred, I got because I transferred to this school, and I was like, okay, cool. And I don't know, it was like these guys just started picking on me, and I was like, God damn, like what the hell the issue is? And they kept on saying the gay word. Now at that time, it's like you get the point what they're saying what gay is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're like, oh, gay, yeah, like, but at the time you're not even identified because you don't even know how to identify as that, at the end of
And
the
you
day.
don't understand it. I've had something like that. I'll touch on mine after you're done. But keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, please, I want you to touch on it, please do. So
Mm-hmm.
that was what it was, because I didn't know what gay really meant, like what was being gay, what like it. It's just a funny thing. I really want you to dig deep into explain that. So I was really into that point with the situation. So I was like, okay, all right, whatever case may be. So I think the issue was definitely that, or
Yeah.
whatever case may be, is because they felt like I was gay, but it was like they would say it, but at the same they wouldn't say it in a sense. So they did shit like that too, by the way. And they used to just pick with me for no reason. And and it was just this one guy. He was just picking with me every day. Now I felt like I must have been his lucky charm, honey, because honey, he could not get enough of me to be bullying me like this. They always say the one that be picking on you the most, the one that like you, and I feel like he really did. And wasn't and at that time, no, but now looking at, oh, you've been messing with me, boy. So I remember he just kept on messing with me, and I'm like, okay, all right, well, I'm like, why you want to fight? And he's like, no, because I want to fight you. I want to fight you. So he used to say, let's fight, let's fight. Every time we used to have a restroom break, let's fight. And I'll be like, no. So I had a New Year's resolution in a third grade, girl. Really, I was like, you know what? Never had one until today. My first one ever. And I said, I'm about to fight him, because I'm like, I'm not going to be dealing with this every day. Like I can't live my life like this. And at that time, I really haven't had a strong system at home. Like, I found great foundation at home to talk to anyone about this with, you know. I didn't. So basically, I had to really deal with a lot of this by myself. So I had to have this New Year's resolution by myself. I was like, because I used to hear the grown ups talk about it. I was like, okay, what is a New Year's? Okay, okay. I said, well, I guess I'm gonna have one too. So I was like, I had to defend myself because I know I'm not gonna get help from anyone else. So that's what I did. So the next day, he came up and he was like, you want to fight or what? Well, after the New Year came in, now, the first week he didn't mess with me. The second week he didn't mess with me. And I'm like, I got all this energy, I'm ready. So, and I don't want this to die down, because I feel like it's gonna get back to where I'm like, oh, I'm not even upset no more. So he did it on the third week. So I was like, okay, all right, we're gonna handle this. So he was shocked when I said yes. So I attacked him. Because, like I said, when we was in the restroom, he basically was like, oh, I really don't want to fight. And I'm like, you've been messing with me for years. And you telling me now that you got me in the restroom where you've been begging to have this fight at and you don't want to do nothing? Oh, no, it's on. So I just rammed his head through the wall. Now, his eye was messed up or whatever. He guess he had a black eye, whatever case. But I didn't get into trouble for it. So I was finding that funny how I didn't. But I think, I think it had something to do with my teacher that knew he was bothering me. I didn't hear nothing about that. So that was my form of knowing about, people will bully you because you're different. And I knew I was different in certain ways. I knew I had feminine ways. I knew that people thought I was gay, which, I am now. So it was just things
I've
like
had that
that.
too, by the way,
What?
where you're like, people think that already and assume it, and you're like, you don't know me. You don't know what I could be, and girl, you are.
Yeah, they just basically picking your sexual orientation right there. Like, don't do that to me. Let me have the choice.
Let me
At the end of the day.
decide. Let me, yeah.
And I
But
think that's for what they're teaching us. Like that, what they was teaching us, like, oh, we need to be straight. That's the thing. And it was like that wasn't like I'm not. And I think that's an issue. You shouldn't be able to. You shouldn't do that to kids.
you shouldn't make them feel a certain way about who they are, how they experience things, and all that. But they do. So yeah.
Yeah, they always say, oh, when you find a girl, like when you find somebody, whoever,
Mm-hmm.
that should be what should be talking to the generation now. You know,
Yeah.
and I would be, saying that to my kids as well, because it's like if you're straight, you're straight. If you get whatever you are, and I accept you. I mean, I understand you, and that's it.
It is.
So that was mostly like my experience in school, and I got jumped too by these guys, by the way.
Um, I, I've had that happen too.
Girl, and I walked into the jumping. Ain't that something? Like I don't know what it was. They was like talking shit. Like I was with my two sisters, by the way. It was like my youngest
Mm-hmm.
sister and my oldest sister, and we went to the store. And I remember we went on our bikes, and all I know, they was across the street just talking shit about me, talking about, yeah, F you and all this, and we gonna do this. So I'm just looking at, and then my younger sister looking at me, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm looking like a punk in front of my sister. So I was like, nah, you ain't gonna do this shit to me. So I just threw my bike down, and I was like, oh, I'm about to do something. And girl, no, I wasn't. Because when I was walking over there, every step I was taking, I'm like, I'm about to get my ass whooped. Like, I'm really not about to do shit. And I went on the corner and got my ass whipped. And I was like, I went back, I said, you see how they jumped me? She's like, but you
Wig.
wasn't swinging. Girl, if I would have swung, I would have really lost.
Girl, let's just be honest. It was an unwinnable battle. Let's just be honest.
But let's be clear. I beat them all. That guy who I beat up in the restroom, he was in that clique. And the other two, they was in the clique too, and I beat them up too. I think only two of them got away from me. But those other three, I got them. So just wait your turn.
Right.
You get them one by one. That's the thing in New Orleans. We will tell you, like, girl, oh, you jumped me. I'm gonna just get you separate. That's what I'm gonna
Oh,
do.
absolutely.
Check you off like a list. But I can't believe I walked over there for that ass whooping. I was like, every step I was taking, I'm like, you're not gonna do nothing. But girl, the attitude was there. I was like, girl, you would have thought I was gonna do something. Cause it was really shocked. I don't know. Maybe I was watching too many movies where people was defending themselves. I don't know what the hell that was.
It usually is that. It's that.
Okay.
You know what? I shouldn't. I should listen to myself. Myself was saying no, and I wasn't listening.
But then he was getting me in front of my sister. I was like, oh my goodness, this is like so embarrassing. What the hell? Mm-mm. So yeah, but they was the same way. It was the same thing with them. It was a same issue because like I said, the boy who I got in the restroom, it was all cliquish, and it was always that situation. Them, me being gay. And I remember one time, and this will be the last one. Then I'm gonna let you take over. Was when they tried to jump me again. When to the point, I don't know, for some reason that day I was just feeling uneasy. I was like, something's not right, something's not right. So at that time, my younger sister,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I had to make sure that went up. My younger sister, she had like after school program. Now, I was supposed to go get her in the afternoon, or whatever the case may be. So I'll come home, relax, and chill, and then I'll go pick her up. So I went to go pick her up. And for some reason, I was like, something isn't right. Something isn't right. So remind you, I came on my bike and I came with my cousin as well. So we went upstairs and I was telling her, we need to go. Like, we need to go now. Like, we need to go now. Like, I don't know why I felt like something was up. We need to go. So I gets up and I'm telling her to hurry up. She's taking her time. I'm like, girl, you better come on before you be left. Cause remind you, she had to ride on, my handlebars. And I was like, I'm about to gun this. So all I know is when I came outside, I got my bikes, and then I just see these people coming in. I'm like, oh hell no. And of course, it was one of the guys who I beat up separately. I didn't beat him up yet, but I got him later.
Yeah, you got your revenge.
And I was like, oh, these people, and there was a bunch of them. I was like, these people are really trying to jump me again? Oh no! So, and all I know is I got on my bike and I just broke out. I had left my sister at the school, but I came back. But I was like, they was gonna jump me because I knew they didn't want her; they wanted me. And girl, I never ride, I never ridden a bike so hard in my life. And that guy was like running after me. I'm like, are you really serious? Like, what the hell? So I called my older sister because my older sister was actually getting ready to head to practice because she was playing basketball. So it was in passing anyway because she has to pass my school up because our school was like down the street, like 5 blocks away. So we call her. So all I know is like when they saw my sister, they broke out running. And because I was telling her they tried to jump me and I left my sister. She said, "Oh, okay." She was like, "Oh, I'm about to say the reason why you left." Okay, they was really after you. So she ran out, and of course she hammed them up, and she was like, "Let me tell you something. I would drag you and drop you right here. Don't mess with my family." Or whatever case may be. And then of course she got my younger sister, and then she was like, "What you did to my sister?" They was like, "Oh, we just slapped her books out." And she said, "How about I slap you?"
Oh, okay.
So, she took care of that. And then she was like, and it's like, why you have an issue with my brother? Like, what is the issue? Well, because, he act like a girl. We feel like he's gay. And she's like, my brother's not gay. He's just a little flamboyant. We grew up around a lot of females, and that's it. And y'all shouldn't be bullying him or trying to attack him for that. Like, y'all shouldn't
Also,
do
even if you are, I'm sorry, that's really actually not your business.
that. Absolutely.
And I
But
think
that's
that's what's
I've
so
always
stupid to me about bullying. It's like, girl, you're bullying me because I'm gay. That doesn't make sense. You realize that, right? Like
absolutely.
you're sitting here going, I don't like you because you're gay. Let me bully you. You realize how stupid you seem doing
Yeah.
that, you know? And that's the
But the thing
point.
is, look at the pop culture, look at society. They make this a normal. It's just like the thing with the gay jokes, and like this is thing that they was taught that this is okay to do. So of course they was gonna do that or whatever case may be. Of course they was gonna run with that because that's what they're being told by their parents. That's what they're seeing on TV. When anything gay being brought up, people making fun. Like they'll be having people on shows and they'll be on the show and they'll make fun of them of being gay and saying all kind of stuff. And that's the thing. And you know that was pretty much so the end of that. But like I said, I got them all one by one.
It is. And that's all that matters.
Mhm. Maybe the other two I didn't get, but the other, the other one because it was like three of them. Now three of them I beat up. The other one I kind of had a thing for him, and he kind of apologized for it, so I forgave him.
Wig.
What girl? Look, sometimes you can forgive. I mean, that's what it was for me. So what would you like to add on to this point?
Oh no, I was gonna say I had an experience similar with the sorry, where you were talking about how you didn't know what it meant. You didn't know what the word was, but somebody said that about you. I've had
Mm-hmm.
something like that. I've had a couple situations like that actually.
Mm-hmm.
One, I remember I was in like elementary school or middle school or something, and I was outside, and these other kids was playing. They were at the school too, and I was waiting on my mom to pick me up basically.
Mm-hmm.
And all I know is I said something, and this guy was like, "Oh, he's gay. That's a gay kid. That he's gay or something like that." This kid, one of the kids, and I didn't even know what that was. I didn't know what that meant. Nothing. I knew nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like ever since that happened, I've been labeled that by other people and stuff like that. And yeah, it was very interesting because, like you said, that oh, like, girl, I've had a similar experience where I didn't know what the word was. I didn't know any of that, and that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see that the other it was my birthday party or something like that. This is a while back too. I couldn't have been older than 10 or in that area of like 10, 11, that area. And I had a birthday party. We were dancing. All of us were just around. And girl, why I went into a spin.
It's the gay thing to do, but it's a natural kid thing to go into. What kind of spin was it?
It
Was
was a
it a
spin.
ballerina?
No, just a regular spin, like turn twirling.
Oh,
Arms stretched
girl.
out, just spinning.
Well, wait, you had the arms stretched out and just spinning?
Yes, I just did. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why I did it. Like,
They like, girl, he is voguing, yeah.
girl,
That he about to
shush.
do the death drop right there.
I could have. I was there. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, those so it's like it's interesting because it's like somebody just labels you as that because you're already different. And it's like you don't really realize it,
Yeah.
but they probably have heard that. And they probably have had situations like that snuffed out of them to
Yeah.
where they're like, yeah, you can't be this, you can't be that. So they're hearing that and how negative that is. You've never heard that before. I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
And then you do. And next thing you know, it's like it follows you all your life until you realize who you are. You know?
Absolutely.
Well, some people they aren't. Some people it's a thing where just people label them that and they aren't actually that, but they're just being labeled that.
Yeah.
It's occasionally that. But most of the time, no, it's this is you.
Mm-hmm. Especially for like the heterosexual men that are, like I said, they have like high voices. Like, and remind you guys, this is our natural voices. We are not
I'm not
pushing it
faking.
this way. This is how we generally regularly talk. This is us.
Literally.
And and like I said, it took me a long time to get used to this sexy voice.
It takes a while. It takes a while. I've been a person that no, and I tried to set up my voice in a different. Well, no, let me not lie to y'all. I didn't. I didn't care enough about my voice to do all that.
I'm like, girl,
But
this is what it's gonna be. This is really what it's gonna be.
it is. It's just gonna have to be this. Good luck.
Okay. Trying to change it. But yeah, this is the voice. I remember I had met this guy who was obsessed with my voice, and I think the funny thing is, it really. I don't know. I just never met a person that was very excited, to appreciate, this, this voice
Right.
box. And I don't know, girl. I was just like, I don't know. That did something to me. I was like, oh wow, wow.
Right. And that's one of those things I've gotten where it's like, when you hear somebody say, "Oh no, I love your voice," and it's just like, really? This voice? Mine?
Yeah.
You sure? And it's one of those, like you get that and you're like, oh, I can actually be, like I can actually be happy about this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those, yeah. But yeah, girl, it's hold on. Yeah. I don't know, it's just weird to think about that. That's probably all of our experiences as gay kids, where somebody just calls you that and it follows you until you get to the place where you are who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to talk about that. I do want to also talk about um like I mentioned earlier, where it's like people felt like Lil Nas X is being too gay now because I think
He
it's
is being
very
he's being fabulous, by the
he's
way.
having fun. I also think it's very funny that people do this because I noticed that Frank Ocean does some things that are kind of similar. Like one day he had a birthday. His birthday was some year. I don't know, girl. I don't follow him like that. Sorry, y'all. If you're a Frank Ocean fan, I am not really a big fan. I like his music. He's cool, but I don't follow him like that. So let's just be it. Let's just call
My
it what it
boyfriend
is.
does.
Yeah, I know. So
No.
it's one of those like he had a birthday, but his birthday was themed around the ballroom scene. So it's like they dressed up in their best, ballroom get up and all that. And I mean, it was cute, but I find it interesting that some things that he doesn't get judged on as harshly as somebody like Lil Nas X,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Or like Sonic
What
Fox, those two people get judged harsher than him. And I find that very funny and interesting.
I think the point is with Frank Ocean aesthetic and look. I think the difference between them is Frank Ocean is more. I don't know. He to me. This is. I mean, I don't know him. I don't follow him as an artist. You guys can correct me in the comments. He gives me like a very private type person. The way
True.
he handled. Who I say private.
No, I said true. I was saying true.
Yeah, a private type person. I don't feel like he's all the way out there like that. You know what I'm saying? My vibe from him is just he just one of those gays over there. Just he don't really be doing that much or whatever case may be. I don't know. That's just my opinion. And when you have a person that is, and plus remind you, Nas X is a big personality
Mm-hmm.
as well. So that does some too. So it could be just like I said, just a personality thing. I feel like Frank Ocean is a very quiet person, like to himself. So and Lil Nas X is more out there. And remind you, uh, Frank Ocean is a Scorpio, and they're very secretive about a lot of shit. So that can be one thing. And Lil Nas X is Aries, and Aries is out there,
That's
out
true.
there. They're the belle of the ball, and Pisces because Sonic Fox is a Pisces.
Oh yeah, I
So
forgot he is.
he
All
is.
right.
I enjoy him. I enjoy him in games. I am so biased when he played with anybody, besides with Scar, because Scar is fine as hell. I
Wig.
think I'll show you Scar. You know who Scar is.
Yeah, I think you've mentioned him before because we talked
He is
about
he is so
this.
fine. It is something about him. He just one of those, and he looked like he just so quiet though. But I think I want him to talk, but I don't want him to talk too much. I'll be like, he'd be like, hello. He'd be like, hello, how you doing? I'm like, that's too much right there. Just leave it at the hello. See, that's look, this is how the relationship ain't gonna work. You just need to say
Girl.
hello and just stop. Because you look more sexy like that. You look mysterious. I like that. So I think that's what it is. It's the personalities. That's what it is.
Wig. But yeah, I have to look him up. But yeah, like I said, I just find it interesting that people have this aversion to one but not the other. Not to say that they both deserve to be treated bad, but I think because Frank Ocean is, like you said, private, and also he's a bit more masculine presenting in like his style and personality and everything. I think that's why, you know,
Yeah.
that's why people are
I,
a little bit softer on him.
yeah. I think what a lot of heterosexual people, they
Mhm.
want us to be a Frank Ocean. They don't want us to be out. They're like, you can be gay, but do you got to do the? Because I had a friend that said that, and and she's still my friend today. But I had to get her together. And I said, well, what's being too much, too gay?
We've all had at least one friend
And
like
I'm like,
that.
she's like, no, because I said, well, I don't really see any issue with that. I'm like, I really don't.
And
Or
I'm just
whatever.
gonna be this, so good luck.
I'm like, you can just say he's too much. Like, they got people that got they got annoying people. Don't get it twisted. They got some annoying people. It don't
Mhm.
matter if you're gay or not. It's like, oh, girl, you use a lot. I was like, maybe like I said, her words wasn't as where she needed to be. I got the point. Well, let's just say she just needed not to use that word of saying he's like, he like a little too gay or whatever case maybe. But I like when we went through the conversation, it really stems from the point that this boy was a lot. Not saying he was too gay. In my, he wasn't too gay. It was just at the point he was a lot. Like he used to do shit a lot,
Mm-hmm.
like unnecessary shit beyond his sexuality. It was just who he was as a person. He was a lot
There's
to deal.
always that. There's always somebody that's like, girl, you're a lot.
Yeah. So I.
And when you,
Yeah.
at first, you're like, no, I shouldn't be feeling that. But it's some people that are just a lot. And
Yeah.
that's just what it is.
Yeah, and I think that's when we got down to the line. She's like, "That's what I was really trying to say," and I'm like, "Yeah," but I'm like, "Next time you need to learn how to word it, or whatever case may be."
Yeah.
That's just not kind of like the best word you say too gay. You can just say he's just being too much, and too much can be on that symbol of saying you too gay. We gonna have to get a word for it, girl.
Right.
Don't say overdoing it. Just say, "Girl, that personality of his is a lot." How about that? Like
Extra.
he's
No,
a lot.
extra can be a little offensive. Never mind. I was gonna say extra, but extra can be offensive too.
Just say a lot. He is doing a lot right now. I
Yeah.
think a lot is okay.
Yeah, it's in
Because
that area.
extra,
It's in that good area.
yeah, a lot is could be in that cool area. I think you saying doing too much, that's offensive. Extra, yes. Those the ones that's those ones that register like because we've been told that like, oh, you doing a little too much. I'm like, I'm not doing enough. That's you know That's like adding spark to a fire, girl. Like, put a little gas on the fire, bitch. I will really set it off. I am not willing to, you know.
The most, as y'all want to say, I'm doing.
But I do got another question that I want to really add on to the situation. Have you ever felt you was in a situation where heterosexual men was trying to intimidate you, in a sense?
Oh, absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
making you feel like you're weak or something like that. Like they can, dominate you in a sense.
Absolutely. I think the thing is they bank on that because they have been told that masculinity is this, and if you present this kind of masculinity, you're that
Mhm.
girl. Sorry. You're that girl. So I think in their minds they're like, yeah, if I'm this, then anybody it's this no. What's the word I want to use? It's an alpha male thing where they feel like a lot of okay, let's just say this. A lot of straight men think they're alpha males, and that's a problem because a lot of y'all are not.
They're just basically followers.
Oh, absolutely.
They are followers.
It's a lot of
You
alpha
talking
males.
about these
It's a
mass
lot of guys that
people?
are like, "Oh, I'm an alpha. I'm an alpha." You're not. And the reason you can tell that they're not an alpha is because they will get real quiet, real calm, real shook on somebody that's bigger and better than them.
Oh, absolutely. These are the type of people that follow Kanye West and saying he's a genius. That is an issue.
These are the type of people that listen to Boozy. And Boozy is exactly the point that I was trying to make. Because he sits here and thinks that he's an alpha. He's not an alpha girl. Look at how
Where?
he did. Look at how what's his name? Mike Tyson got him shook.
Oh, girl, he knew better. What was the caption? Lil Boosie, no, he can't talk shit because he know he'll get his ass whooped right here. I'm like, yeah, pretty much.
You will. When he told him, so stop then.
That ain't got nothing to do with you. That's none of your business. That ain't got nothing to do with you.
It
Absolutely
don't.
not.
It don't. It really don't. Like I think that's the problem. It's like a lot of people don't understand that us being us has nothing to do with you.
Yes, and I'm like, shouldn't y'all be happy? Doesn't that mean more women for y'all? Because women already outpopulate us anyway. So, you know, I mean, wouldn't you be happy? You know, that's why they got a lot of cheating going on. Actually, maybe that's what maybe that's what it is.
It is.
And
They
maybe
be
that's
trying.
what
They be trying, girl, but failing.
they do. But I don't know. I don't think I no, I don't think I know. I know, that people try to, dominate me and handle me a certain kind of way. And it's like, I don't like to be handled by a man. I don't,
Yeah.
especially if you ain't my man, and
Same.
I don't do that
Don't
or
do
whatever the case
that.
may be.
Don't
And
come at
let's be
me.
clear.
Don't come at me any old kind of way. Don't. Well, what about this? I don't like that at all.
It's a full difference when it's just family, like a gay guy or whatever case may be. Like if I'm gonna go, because I'll go back and forth with you, don't get it twisted. I wouldn't. I'm not saying I'm okay with that because I'm not. I'll do it a different way. Now, if it's a
Yeah.
heterosexual man, I'm gonna handle it very aggressively than I would handle a gay guy. You know. So let's be clear on that. So I've had situations where I'm like, girl, no, no.
Calm that down right this second.
You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna handle me in a kind of way, Even if I'm scared, because I told you there was one guy, he was trying to get something for free, and I was scared as shit. But I'm like, nope, you will pay. That's what you're gonna do in here. But I was so scared of that man. But I was like, oh,
Cause some of them they do be a little.
girl,
They
we're about to
be.
be
They do
fighting
be
up
a
in
little
here.
much. Some of them do be a little much, and you're like, I don't know how this is, where this is gonna go, but I know one thing: I'm not changing how I feel.
Okay, I was not budging. I just can't. I can't do that. I can't let a man, dominate me. I just don't like that. I don't like when they try to do that because they make you feel less of a man, and I hate that
Yeah.
because they already feel that way about us. So where they go away by handling us, they just start talking reckless out their mouth and everything, and then when we start talking back, they just be shook. Because there was an incident that someone had where this guy, he was like, I was in the club and I'm wearing my thing and all that, got my little hair on and all that. I'm feeling my oats. And he said this guy was with his group of friends, just was like, yeah, oh, here he go, or whatever case may be over here and shit like that. And he said, and he was shocked when I said, what the fuck you gonna do about it? Like, I'm like, yeah, we will talk, like, look, we're all men here. It can go down.
And again, as I just said, we are really literally minding our business
Okay.
in our own business.
That's the funny thing. Gay people don't really be messing with heterosexual men like that. It's always them fucking with us. I just can't get enough of it. I'm like, oh my goodness, like, girl. But they keep on saying I ain't with that gay shit, but you got gay, you talking about gay people all the time. You always
Right.
got an opinion what they got going on.
Always in something. Always in somebody else's business. You don't have no business of your own.
I
Nothing.
think they're mad because they gotta follow these certain rules of masculine or whatever case may be. They gotta follow these certain rules, and we just can do what the fuck we want.
Yeah.
We
I'm
don't
like,
care. Let me tell you,
that's
gay people
cute.
don't be caring.
Listen,
I
you grow into, you've been in this situation all your life where you had to care, and you get to a place where you're just like, no, I'm gonna stop doing that.
and I don't.
Earlier.
But the point is, and I think the point is they need to understand that we've been bullied, we've been picked on, we've been threatened by so many things you guys want to use, and we still gonna be us. Y'all use the Bible for to y'all try to use the Bible to your advantage. Saying we're gonna go to hell. Y'all try to use all that. It's like y'all did all these things. And it's like, girl, we still gonna do what we want to do. Like you're
Right.
not stopping this at the end of the day. And we stand strong. So I don't like when they try to do that or whatever case may be. Don't try to handle me. Like I said, a woman, I don't go back and forth with a woman. I just tell her what I gotta say and move the hell on because we're not gonna. But man, it's a whole different stuff. I'm like, girl, who you talking to? Who you talking to?
Because they love doing it.
And especially when they try to correct me at work, girl, how you been? I've been working here for 4 years. How you gonna tell me something?
Wait, don't you hate that when people be trying to correct you? You're just like, girl,
Tell me, it's called this in my country. Well, you in America, girl.
And also,
If you
girl.
wanted to be
And
called
also, girl, first of all, I don't care. Guess what?
that, I'm making a announcement. When you work customer service and you coming up there with that story, let me tell you something. Get straight to the point. Because in the end, we ain't gonna care. If it's something that you're trying to prove that really isn't gonna help us at all with what you're trying to get going on, or like you telling us to do, we're not gonna really do. We're gonna be looking at you like, okay, girl,
Thank you for
let's
letting me
move
know. I'm gonna continue doing what I was doing though. But thank you for letting me know.
on. And that's it. So get out my face.
Yeah.
Cause we counting the time. It's like we turning over the hourglass to see how long this conversation gonna last, and we're trying to find any way to get out of the conversation with you. We really are.
Which makes sense. I mean, I would do the same. I'd be like, girl, let me tell you something. Thank you for telling me, but that's not gonna change what I was doing. Thank
Hmm.
you. It's not
And
really appreciated, but thank you anyways.
absolutely okay. Now, what the experience I usually get, because I serve a lot of people. It's usually it'd be the black guys, and definitely some Latinos. Now, the white guys, I really don't get too much from them. They're okay. They don't do shit to me. Because they know I got that look like, they better leave me the hell alone. I am not taking no shit off a white man. That will not
Oh
happen
yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Shit. I am not.
Oh no, absolutely not. You can just go ahead and keep that to yourself. But weird. Yeah, but this is we really had more to the conversation. Oh,
Yeah, we still got more. I thought we ain't done, girl. We got a lot more. I thought we had more.
okay, my bad. I'm just trying to be mindful of the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, how about this will be just part one, and we'll just release
Yes.
part two on our second.
Yeah, we'll come back, guys. We're trying to be mindful of the time cuz this is usually around the time that I rest, and this is, our other things happening. We have other things happening basically. So, we wanted
Mm,
to be mindful of each other's time when we do the podcast, but also be mindful of ourselves and making sure we're still doing the things that are necessary for us to take care of ourselves. So,
absolutely.
yeah. But for now, this was part 1.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of talked about it's a bit of what we talked about, but there's more that we did get into. Like there's some things that, some anecdotes and stuff. It was good. It's a good conversation. But we are gonna go ahead and cut it off here for now.
Yes.
Yes. But thank you guys for listening to us, ramble, talk about our experiences, our lives, and all that. Girl, thank y'all for listening. It's really appreciated.
Yes, and if
Greatly
y'all find
appreciated.
some sponsors, yeah. If y'all find some sponsors,
Yes.
you know,
Send them our way, girl.
please.
Let them know. We're trying to look.
Hmm.
We here,
Okay,
America.
we need all we can get.
Mhm.
Okay, but this is Todd Ho here,
And oh Lord.
and
And
we're
this
just
is
a
the
real
tea
show,
show.
and we
Just
thank
some
you guys
tired
for joining
heifers.
us.
Some tired heifers that's about to take a knee up. You know?
Okay, girl, we at that
I
age.
think
We're
I
at that
think
age.
that's I think that's gonna be permanent. I'm gonna try to make that permanent. I'm gonna make sure I say that permanently.
You've been saying it for girl so long. I'm like, okay, are we gonna switch it up? And I'm like, I think that's our tagline.
I like it. Oh, it works. It works for us.
Oh yes, it does. Come on now.
Listen, like you said, we're at that age, girl. Just gotta be honest.
And also, you guys, I really wanted to bring up. I really want we've been wanting to do our shows reviews, um,
Yes.
for the Chasing series, and of course, G Status
Yeah. We
as
were
well.
going to try to do Real Housewives, but girl, it's too late to do all that. And at this stage, we've kind of exhausted all the resources of the Real Housewives of Potomac. That's what I mean. The Potomac setup. So I
Yeah.
think we're good. I think we're good.
Yeah, but I do want to do a recap on the chase in Atlanta because this was actually a great season, and I
It
just want to go over
was
highlights because we did.
amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was very good. So I really want you guys to hear our opinions on it. I know a lot, other people have been, reviewing it and stuff like that. But we want to give you guys our opinion because we was around when it was popping or whatever case may be. I think it came in episode
Oh
4. I think it was like episode 4 was out when we started or whatever.
yeah. Yes. No, I think they
Mhm.
had already finished season 1.
No, they didn't finish season 1 yet. Remember, because it was still more coming out, I believe. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, more coming out because it took us a minute to get to the reunion.
Okay, got you. I'm trying to remember. I thought season 1 was already done when we
No, because
started.
that was the time. I know it was definitely we was waiting because we didn't see that reunion till way later. Because I remember one of my friends it was out of town,
Mm-hmm.
and when we saw that reunion, he was back in town, and basically that was for a minute though because he was out of town for a whole minute because his mom had passed. So yeah,
Oh
it was a minute.
yeah. Okay, got you. I got you. Okay, got you.
So it was real good. We enjoyed that. So we're gonna
Yes,
do a
and
recap.
now it's been a really great. We'll talk about it definitely. We'll have to do an in-depth conversation about it. But
Mhm.
I've been thoroughly happy with where I'm at with it. Let's just say that.
Yes. Okay, you guys, we're signing out.
All right, you guys. Bye.
Bye.